Yeah. Whoa, what's up, Twitch? It's been many weeks. I feel like it's been nearly a full month, but baby, we're back live on twitch.tv/the Trident Network. Or maybe you're listening to this in the future on a podcast. But either way, this is I Love Improv with Trent Dozier. And I am Trent Dozier. And I love improv. Yeah. Oh, man. It's great to be back. I'm happy to be back. Of course, we ended up missing a couple of weeks because I did a live show here in LA. Wow, that was crazy. Live improv. Remember that? And that kind of threw our whole schedule into flux. But now we're back. We're better than ever. And this is something I'm normally more on top of, but I am happy to report that this is our official 1 year anniversary show. Wow, 1 year of I Love Improv. Can you even believe it? And none of it would be possible without our technical guru, the queen of support, my everything. Everybody, if you're in the chat, say what's up to Val Agnew. What's up, Val?
Hey, Trent. Happy anniversary.
And to you as well. How are you feeling?
Great. I need to find a piece of paper that I can send to you in honor of our first anniversary. Isn't it the paper anniversary?
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, I was just looking because I, and our guest, who will be revealed shortly, we're talking in the it's Kennon. Everyone knows it's Kennon. We were talking in the pre-show, and I was suspecting that we might be around a year, and so I looked because I was keeping track, and the first stream that we ever did for I Love Improv was July 15th of last year. So we are 2 days away from an exact year.
Wow. I'm so proud of us.
Unbelievable. It hasn't been necessarily a year full of shows. Of course, this show frequently is on break. But this is this is our 21st episode. So we're legal now, baby. Yeah. And you know what? There's no better person to break into the legality of your podcast than our guest this week. But first, of course, we got to talk a little bit about the Trident Network. This is twitch.tv/the Trident Network. I Love Improv with Trent Dozier is one of the many spokes in the wheel that is the Trident Network. If you would like more information on all of the Trident Network's podcasts, other live shows, pre-recorded video content, go to thetridentnetwork.com for more information on everything there. And of course, you can become a subscriber to the Trident Twitch channel, which you're watching now. The Trident Twitch channel streams Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And in fact, this Monday is building up to be a hot one. Or if you're listening to this on a podcast, 2 days ago was a hot one. Bitcherton is going strong. That's at 9 p.m. Central Time, Val?
That is correct.
9 p.m. Central, Bitcherton, of course. The bitches recapping Bitcherton or Bridgerton.
It's a live watch along.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
And yes, the Viscount and the Duchess watch along, and they call me Lady Whistledown. I'm just starting to figure out what that means.
Oh yeah, honestly, it sounds like if you don't know anything about Bridgerton, it's an easy way to get in there.
It is.
Also, this Monday, I know a month ago we said they're returning, but the return is real this time. The best game show on the internet, Stupid Games, Stupid Prizes, hosted by Trident's own Justin Swinson. That's going to be Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Is that correct, Val?
That is correct.
Awesome. And finally, the last thing to mention, the Inconceivable podcast, which we talked about on the previous episode of this episode of the previous, you know what I'm trying to say, episode 2 of Inconceivable, out now. Go check it out, or about to come out. I'm all over the place, though.
Episode 2 comes out tomorrow morning. Or
a week ago morning, depending on if your podcasts are live. You know, as we've stated before, the Trident Network, this is I Love Improv, and it's the perfect show for the Trident Network because we hit every facet of multimedia that the Trident's involved in. support the Trident Network. Subscribe down below to the Trident Twitch channel. And I think it's time to do some improv, if my watch is correct. Val, you have the same time?
Yes, I do. We have synced.
Wow. Love when our watches are synced. Love when I get to do improv. And I love doing improv the most with someone who I love and respect, both as an improviser and a friend. And we're in for a treat, because this week's guest I love and respect immensely as both an improviser and as a friend. One of the greatest humans God has ever created. If you're in the chat, say what's up to this week's guest, Kennon McKinney. Kennon.
Hello. I accept everything that you've said in full. I agree with everything. I am not humble.
Good.
So.
We don't ask you to be humble on the show. We ask you to be funny, and I think you'll be able to do both of those things
I am
us.
Very funny. I am a funny human.
Yes, I know that Kennon's a funny human. Val knows Kennon's a funny human, and Kennon obviously knows Kennon is a funny human.
My mom also knows I'm a funny human.
Yep, she's telling us all about it in the chat.
Yeah, if you're in the chat and you're not Jessica McKinney, say what's up to Jessica McKinney.
Yeah.
Share some love. Maybe share some stories about her son. Maybe your favorite moments with her son, if you know him. And if you don't know him, we're about to make some memories together. Kennon, I'm glad that you were receptive of my initial praise, because, as you know, you're about to get even more praise heaped upon you. Are you prepared for it? I assume yes, since you're not humble at all.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
One of the least humble people I've ever met in my entire life.
Thank you. That is the nicest thing you've ever said.
Okay, so if you're a longtime viewer and or listener of this show, you'll know how it's going to go. But if you're tuning in for the first time across whatever medium, first of all, we thank you. Welcome. I hope you love improv like we do. And second of all, here's how this show is going to work. Kennon and I are going to do an improvised scene together. But in order to do that, we are going to need a suggestion from people in the chat. Now, before you give the suggestion, I have to lay out two caveats. One, of course, all suggestions are great suggestions, and great improvisers can make any suggestion work. But in this case, we would like a very specific suggestion, which is something long, meaty, like a sentence, as opposed to one thing. So, for example, instead of saying microphone as your suggestion can be Kennon and Trent are podcasters, and they're also twin brothers, and they're fighting over who gets the better mic and why. And also, Kennon has a limp. You know, something like that. You can throw in wild details. We want it specific. Now, the second caveat I'll say is maybe you don't know Kennon or I as improvisers. And so before just throwing out a suggestion all willy-nilly, maybe I can give you some information about Kennon as an improviser that might inform the type of scene you would like to see the two of us play together. And in order for me to do that, Kennon, it's that time. I am going to tell you what I love about you as an improviser. Are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Kennon, you are first and foremost, I think, as a human, I think a lot of these traits roll over to you as an improviser. I think I would put you up there with like the most loyal of people that I know. You are quick to talk shit, but you will stand by your friends. And I feel like I personally am exactly the same way. And that's like, I feel like that translates to you doing improv really well, because you're someone who like, well, I'm about to talk to this, but you're fearless as an improviser, which can take us into areas that who knows, maybe I'm scared to go, but you're fearless as an improviser. But because I'm traversing these planes with you, someone who I trust and feel comfortable with, to me, it doesn't matter how murky a subject matter might get. If I'm doing it with you, I feel safe. I feel safe and totally fine and like just ready to dive headlong into any topic. And that's improv on the stage in front of people. Certainly off stage, I feel comfortable talking with you about anything in this world. And Lord knows you and I both love to gossip. But moving back,
Gossip King.
moving back onto the stage, like I said, you are a fearless improviser. And I bet this is probably one of the things you thought I was going to say about you. As you know, because I have said to you before, I didn't like you at first before I ever talked to you. Don't judge a book by its cover, folks. I'm here to tell you, don't do that, because it turns out Kennon is actually not only a great improviser, but he's an incredible human. But when I first saw you do improv, I was like, oh, I don't know if Kennon's really my speed at all. But the more I watched you, the more I really respected you and came to enjoy your style of play, which is, you know, brash, in your face, don't take no for an answer, no apologies. Like, I don't know, you're the fucking fearless king on stage, and that's what I love about you. And you play to what you think is funny. You don't cater to the audience. You cater to yourself and your scene partners. So, like, you know, for example, Kennon is in a two-prov group with a previous guest of this show.
How can you have me on and not bring up my sister,
Emily Walters?
I love.
Yes. Watching you and Emily play together. It's great to watch you two do improv together, but to me, it's almost even more fun to watch each of you try to make the other one break, and just watch that whole dynamic between you two is so fun. And like, it's something I admire so much, and someone who's just like, I'm here for myself and I'm here for my teammates, and the people on stage are going to be taken care of. And by extent, the audience will also be taken care of.
Yes.
And I just wish more people kind of played like you, played more fearless and like open and like live their lives like they should.
I agree. I wish more people were like afraid to, or not afraid to get messy. And you know, you can be a shit person because shit people exist.
Yes.
And you know, you can, and you know, my thing is everything that's happening on stage is not real.
Yes.
It is not real. It is not happening. It is an alternate universe. I am not the character that the character that I'm playing. If you talk to me outside of a show, you'll know that I'm chill. But on stage, I'm a monster, because I don't know, it's the place to get it out.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think, you know, no one in their right mind would have ever left Star Wars and been like, great movie. If I ever met James Earl Jones in person, I would hate that guy. So rude how he cut his son's hand off, etc. Spoiler for a 40-year-old movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, exactly what Kennon said. We are playing characters on the stage, and that's all it is. Okay, that's what I love about Kennon. Hopefully everyone who is tuned in or listening in the future, you're about to see all those great things come to light also. But now it's time for us to get our suggestions. So if you've already thrown a suggestion in the chat, great, thank you.
We
got a lot.
The world's best suggestion.
Great, let's lock it in, Val. Let's lock it in. What is it?
From none other than Jessica McKinney.
Thank God. Thank God.
Okay, here we go. Trent and Kennon are long-lost brothers sitting down to a meal at the Redneck Country Club, a.k.a. the Elks Club. They are coming from their grandfather's funeral. Jesus. Okay, that's it. Have fun.
That was the end? Great.
Yep.
Cool. Sorry, let me set the timer. Okay, now I'm ready.
All right. Have fun.
It was me that farted.
Yes, I assumed since... Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's...
Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not. I couldn't be mad at you. I hardly know you, you know?
Okay, well, I just, you know, it was Granddaddy's funeral. I was dressed nice. That's the nicest I've ever been dressed.
Great.
I never worn pants before. Never worn pants before.
Are your
and then my mama said, if you don't wear pants, you disrespect your granddaddy.
I think
How you gonna put that on me?
well, I don't honestly, I don't know. I don't know really what our mom was saying. I of course grew up with that, so I don't know.
I hate that they parent trapped us.
I hate that we didn't successfully parent trap them.
Honestly, I'm glad that they're divorced or not together anymore because they are toxic. But
No.
why did they have to separate
Yeah.
me from my own kin, my brother?
No, I don't know.
I grew up so lonely.
I was lonely too. I didn't really understand why on this world I would be alone all the time. But you know, we have this time here together. We're coming together now as one, and I feel like the door's wide open. Our future is open possibilities. It can be anything.
Where are you from?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that was a
Don't apologize for that. Where I'm from, that's a hug. Where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm from, that's a hug.
Okay. It's honestly, dad, our dad, kind of weird to say it like that, but our dad would always frown. He would be really mad about farting, which is why I've always been more of a burp man myself. But it makes sense that you'd be the farting brother and I'd be the burping brother, I guess, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, a burp is a hug and a fart is a kiss. So, you know,
nothing wrong.
I used to fart on my woman's pillow, and she would get pink eye. She'd get so mad at me.
Oh, no.
But it was, you know, it's a kiss. A pink eye is just a kiss from my butt on your eye. And that's just it.
No, I love that.
So.
That's
I
so
love
beautiful.
It too.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why did all the cousins call you Ruffles? I wasn't sure if that was like some type of joke that I wasn't in on.
It is. Okay, well, since you're family, I can tell you the family secret.
Yeah, I mean, look at us. We're twins. We're freaking.
We are literally twins. They call me Ruffles because I ruffles some feathers, and I blew up a school. Nobody was in it. Well, I don't think anybody was in it, but I blew up a school once with a bag of Pringles, and you know, you put aluminum foil and a little bit of hydrogen peroxide and baking soda. You put that in a Pringles can. You shake it up, you throw it in the school, and poof. Except I used a chemical compound that I can't really name right now because it's been so long, and sure. I have you know, changed
so
as a person. But
yeah, of course.
And so I blew up to school, and that just ruffled some feathers, so they call me Ruffles.
Well, I was gonna say, they call you Ruffle because you ruffled feathers in that fashion, or was the bag of chips a Ruffles?
And it was Pringles. It was a Pringles can, which I just think is so funny. I think that is so funny. Don't you think that's funny?
I do. I mean, that's very funny, especially since nobody got hurt. So that's really good too.
And that, you know, that is my mama always said. Mama always said, as long as nobody gets hurt, who is hurt?
Who's hurt?
Oh, as long as nobody is hurt, who is hurt? And that is just words to live by.
This is going to sound crazy, Ruffles. Can I call you Ruffles, or should I call you James?
If you call me James, I'll kill you.
Ruffles, it is that. If that saying, Dad never said to me, but I heard it in my dreams. I've been hearing that in my dreams for years.
That's beautiful. Have you ever heard of the twin connection psychic thing?
Yeah, twin connection psychic thing, of course.
Now, okay. I'm gonna tell you 3 moments in my life.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me where I was hurting.
Okay.
And see if you were hurting. And also give me around the rough date of this.
Okay.
Okay. How old was I when I was going through my first breakup, and what body part was hurt?
When you were going through your first breakup? Oh man. That must have been when you were 16, and it was like big both elbows.
Elbows!
Isn't that so?
I'm saying
Oh, I thought that was so weird. I was like, it felt like a growth thing, but my arms never got any longer. That makes so much more sense now. Pain of the heart in the elbows.
I was getting broken up with, and my elbows was hurting.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Okay.
Yeah. And then the second time, this might be a trick question, but it's not. I got hit in the face with a basketball and I broke my nose. How was I feeling?
Nose.
And what was hurting?
You felt bad in the nose.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's a trick question, because you're like, well, if you're hitting the nose, you're not going to be hurting in the nose.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. I was hitting the nose and I was hurting in the nose.
Oh my God. So you must have been like, when was this? Senior year of high school?
17.
Oh my.
And I lost my scholarship to LSU.
For basketball?
No, for chemistry. But that was for blowing up the school.
Oh, that's crazy. I had this crazy like month-long sinus issues senior year. And I always it was like inexplicable why this was happening.
Have you seen that episode of the Brady Bunch?
Where what's her face breaks her nose?
Where Marsha gets hit in the face with it happened exactly like that. Except my girlfriend wasn't as accepting of my new nose, and she goes, "I'm only dating you for your nose." And I was like, "Well, good riddance, because that's shallow as hell." But we were 17. You're supposed to be shallow at 17. I forgave her, and now she's my wife.
Oh my! That was Joanne.
That's Joanne. That's Joanne.
Oh my God!
My little scampy woman.
Is a little scamp.
And then the third time I got hurt third time that I want to tell you about the time I was hurt was senior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
I fell off of a parking garage. And now, where was hurting? And how old was I?
Well, senior year of college. So.
Well, I may have taken a victory lap or 2 or 3 or 4. So senior year could have been 23 to 27.
Okay. I feel as though I have the injury correct. So I'm going to ballpark based on my mirroring injury that you're probably 25 and a half.
25 and a half. December 28th.
Celebrating your half birthday. Okay. Well, I don't really want to say it because we're in a public restaurant, but ball sack.
My ball sack hurt. So I landed on my ball sack.
Yeah.
I landed straight on my ball sack. Now, here's the thing. I lost the ability to have children when I landed on my ball sack.
Oh my God.
It's okay. I never wanted kids.
Oh.
It just wasn't in my future. I thought there's no way that I could love someone as much as I love Joanne. And also, there's no one I could love as much as I love myself. So there was no way that I was going to be having any children. But it was nice. It was nice to have that option taken away from me.
Well, I know that you just said you don't want kids, but if there comes a time in the future where you and Joanne
we're twins,
I will happily.
It'll be just like me having a kid.
I will donate for sure.
Oh my gosh, I wish Joanne had a twin sister for you.
I wish that too.
But also, she could be an independent person and be on her own or whatever. But I would hope that she independently would choose to love you.
Yeah, I think that if sparks flew between you and Joanne, it would only make sense that sparks could fly between me.
It's like electricity, I might die.
What's that? I'm not familiar with that song. Who's the artist?
That is Sparks Fly, and I think it's by Bridget Mendler, but I'm not sure.
Bridget Mendler, I don't know her.
She was on Good Luck Charlie, and she was in Lemonade Now. Good
Luck Charlie isn't that movie with Dane Cook?
Good Luck Charlie, that's Good Luck Chuck. Good Luck Charlie is a Disney Channel show. And anyways, we don't. So clearly, I do love Disney Channel, but
yeah, I was more of a Dad always had Nickelodeon on in the house, no
Oh
Disney
my
Channel.
gosh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, so I'm kind of more of a iCarly, Zoe 101 type guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Victorious, yeah, that was her show.
Yeah.
Victoria Justice, that type of stuff.
Cool. That's
And,
so strange. That. Where'd you say you were from again?
uh, New York City, Manhattan.
Oh my God! I didn't know I was talking to a damn Yankee.
Yeah, well,
Damn Yankee.
I don't know.
We
did. It does sound like we grew up a little more richer than you guys. No, I don't mean that as an insult. It was just
It's not because listen. One, the love of money is the root of all evil.
I agree. That's why Dad wasn't here. That's why Dad wasn't at this.
Daddy wasn't there.
Was that also Charlie doesn't know?
That was from Austin Powers.
No, good luck. Oh, wait, are you an Austin Powers fan?
I'm an Austin Powers fan. I love Fat Bastard.
Oh my God, Fat Bastard! I think is one of the greatest characters.
It's so. But when he's talking to that little one, and he's like, "Yeah, in my belly,
eat my. I want my baby back, baby back ribs."
And then when he loses all the weight in the third one, and he's all skin.
My neck looks like a vagina. That's what he said. That's what he says. Was that a good impression? I've been working on my Fat Bastard impression.
Beyonce is in that movie. Beyonce.
I know, it's crazy.
That is wild. You know what? I'm so glad. You know what? I hate to say it. I'm glad Granddaddy died. I'm so glad Granddaddy died because if he never died, I would have never met you.
I agree.
I would take you 1,000 times over him. He was a piece of shit.
Well,
he was so mean.
I didn't meet him until today, but let me tell you what, Dad's parents are a-holes as well.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm glad that Granddaddy can't vote in November.
I think we're all glad.
Good.
It would be hard for him to vote for Kanye again, though. So at least,
honestly,
who knows?
Honestly,
who will be on the ballot this time? But
you know what? I hope I'm on the ballot this time. I'm gonna run for president. I'm just kidding.
I'd vote for you.
I'd vote for you.
Oh my God, please.
I can't run for president though. I'm a felon.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, from the school incident?
From the school incident, yeah. From when I blew up to school. Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it all comes back to that. A decision you make at 17 can really, truly change your life.
Do you think I don't want to put too much pressure on our relationship right now, but I would really like to have a nickname before I go back to New York.
I've been thinking about it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So you're from New York City.
Uh-huh.
Manhattan.
Yeah. If it helps, for what it's worth, my dad and I we lived in the apartment that's inside of the Statue of Liberty.
So you know what? I'm going to say something.
Say it. Please humble me. I need to be.
I'm not going to humble you. I'm from a small town in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Smithboro, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you're from New York City, but I want to give you something from my home.
Please.
It gives us a connection.
I'm trying to get back to my roots.
And you're from Manhattan. What's in a Manhattan? Whiskey. Your new nickname is Whiskey.
Oh my God. Okay.
Ruffles and whiskey.
Ruffles.
That is a perfect snack too. That is a good snack.
God, the only thing better than the perfect snack is the love of a long lost twin brother.
Can I ask you something?
You can ask me anything, and I will answer it truthfully.
Can I suck your dick?
Oh!
Check, please. I'll take the check.
I saw it in a movie. Twin bros, they were helping each other out. And you know what? I thought that would be fun.
What was the movie?
It didn't really have a title, and I watched it.
All right, that's the scene.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You always win it with Kennon. I knew there was going to be something out of left field, and I wasn't expecting that.
I honestly was like, wait, I haven't done incest yet. And we're brothers and we're long lost twins. Come on.
Well, this is maybe not the medium for it, but I do think I'm sure there are, isn't there like a scientific argument where people are like, well, you could have sex with your clone, and that's like
right, but
masturbation as opposed to,
well,
you know what
I was
not that I subscribe to that theory, but
and also if you did, does it bother anybody? Does it hurt anyone that you think like that? No.
I think as long as
I'm not that free thinking, I promise. I'm actually super judgmental, and like I think that if you subscribe to that way of thought, I think that you're a bad person. I think that you're horrible. Just kidding. I was watching The Time Traveler's Wife, and at one point he time travels back and sucks his own dick, and I think that that's hilarious. I was like, that should be in every time travel show. That is the most realistic thing, is that a 16-year-old time traveler wants to figure out how to do stuff. He's gonna do it with himself.
How old was his other self?
16.
So they were both 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
His dad walked in on it. It's so funny. It's truly, the show is so chaotic. The show is genuinely so chaotic, but it is.
Is the show based off of the same book that the movie was based off of?
Yes.
I don't remember. I read that book and I do not remember that being in the book. Is it in there?
I think HBO Max might have taken some artistic liberties.
Yeah, was it in the movie or no?
It was not in the movie, I don't think.
No, for sure not.
But
interesting. Everybody, you can do your own research on the Time Travelers.
I will genuinely say I would watch the show because it was good. I had a good time.
I will say, when I watched the trailer for it, I was like, that actually didn't look bad.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they take it seriously. I don't think the actors are taking themselves seriously, and that to me is, I think acting is so stupid. So like when people don't take themselves serious, like, or when actors like take themselves so seriously that they're like, I locked myself in a hotel room for 10 days. I'm like, girl, you're dumb. You're playing pretend. Like, please.
I mean, it's honestly very similar to sentiments I have shared about improv on this very show, which is like, we're playing make-believe, everybody.
Yes.
And
I'm not someone who wants to suck my twin brother's dick.
Yeah.
But I will always play that character because that is nasty.
Yeah.
I want to be I'm not a nasty person IRL.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to be on stage, I'm going to get that out of me. And I don't even know if I have to get it out of me, but
but it's coming out either way.
It's fun. I have a good time.
Yeah. Well, like I said too, obviously that's like, that's pretty touchy subject matter. But when you said it, Val and I didn't go like this. Val and I both went, oh, and, because it's exactly what I was talking about at the top about playing with you, Kennon, is like, I do not care what the subject matter is with you. I feel safe and knowing that you're coming from a place of like chaos and fun, not from a place of like hatred or like breaking something down in those fashions. Like, no, you're someone who is exactly what you said you are. You're trying to, have a release. Improv is a release for you. And like,
Yeah.
I know that about you, and I feel great watching you do it. I feel even better when I get to do it with you. And in that scene, I had a lot of fun doing it with you, the two of us.
I was gonna tell you that of the three things that there are two moments in either me performing or us performing together that I assumed you would bring up.
There's one I'm thinking of that I didn't say.
And the third one was that you would call me fearless at some point, because that is genuinely what every note that I've ever gotten has always had some form of that fearless or that phrase.
Yeah. I mean, I stand by that.
Jordan told me that I always run a big check, but I cash it or something like that.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
like, that is
really good.
I'm like, that is so nice.
That's really cool.
He's like, the bill's always high, but he pays it. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's a great way to put that.
Yeah.
What
were did I hit on the other two things?
Well, we haven't talked about like shows that.
Oh, yes. Okay,
like,
great.
In moments, but like if there was one, I have one moment where I'm like, Trent and I have talked about this moment that
you did.
Yeah. And I wonder if it's the same one that you.
Well, I know for sure. I'm sure one of the two is the CIC audition.
Yes.
So the first time Kennon and I ever played together was in an improv audition, which is the least like cool place to be doing improv, is in the audition, because everybody's butthole's so tight and they don't want to mess up and they want to be placed on a team or whatever. And like Kennon and I had not played together before, hadn't even spoken a ton really.
Friendly.
Like we were just starting our friendship. Yeah. And we did like a silent chess scene in this audition, and it was one of the best scenes I personally have ever done in my life. And that was like, I mean, Kennon, I think that speaks to everything I said about you, which is like, you and I were nowhere near as close as we are now. And just immediately I was like, I can do anything with this guy on stage. I could do anything with him and I will feel fine. And we basically did nothing, which was electric. It was electric.
Yeah, it was. And then like, I remember I was like, I'm going to trust my gut instinct of like saying silent.
Yeah.
And then I heard Farrell laugh and I was like, I did the right choice.
We did
the right choice. We made the right choice.
Yeah, that was really fun. And then from there, I've gotten to play with you a few more times. But honestly, you and I haven't played together a ton.
Yeah. It's like Tin and Peller
we did a couple.
I think it was me, you, Kennedy, and Cam. And that was very fun. I think I was French roommates or something.
Oh,
that might have been one of the. I was like, I don't know, but I remember. You. You're always just, you and Cam were always so kind to Emily and I. We're always just like. We were always like that to you.
For those of you listening on a podcast, Kennon is literally bowing down.
I'm bowing. No, it's just like there was I think a mutual just like love and respect for both our playing style, like the way that I think I know Emily and I enjoyed watching y'all play.
Yeah.
Because y'all have very similar energies to us. It's just like, we're gonna make each other laugh. I'm performing for my scene partner. I'm performing for Cam. Cam's performing for you. Cam might have been performing for the audience a bit more too, but so was I. I'm the Cam and Emily's the Trent. So.
Well, I mean, I won't speak for Cam directly, but I'm sure he does feel very similar about how I do towards you and Emily, which is, I feel that way about both you and Emily, is that you're both fearless, and that leads in easily to your playing style and why I enjoy. I mean, truly, you are you and Emily are one of my top 5 favorite two-prov teams in all of Chicago. And I'd have to think about it more and like, you know, who the exact 5 are, but like I think pretty safe to say I could put you two in there no problem. Just because I mean, I honestly don't feel like I've ever come away from a Tommy and Scotty set and be like, ugh, Kennon and Emily didn't really try tonight. Like, even if maybe the audience isn't hitting, like you guys are never out there just like half-assing it. You guys are always giving it your all. And like, you know, this is something you can't teach, but both you and Emily are also both so funny naturally, and you are funny in a way to me that just kills me. So like, I don't care if I see you two having fun and I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. Yeah. Nobody even understands how good this is right now. But like, you guys were definitely a two-prov team who I respected. And as someone who did a lot of two-prov, I can also respect the amount of work it takes to do a good, you know, two-prov show. And like, it is just the two of you. One of the things about playing in a group that I don't like, but I also take advantage of, is that people will edit scenes for me. And in a two-person scene, it's like, boy, either me or Cam's going to edit this. And if we don't, you know, we'll just do the whole thing. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like you and Emily, yeah, play very similar, or maybe don't play similarly, but have the same relationship with each other that Cam and I have, which is like, I would do anything for you on this stage right now. And I'm going to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to be honest, off the stage too, I'm like, like, you need a kidney. I don't know if we're the same blood type, but I'll give it to you anyway. Like, I'll make it work. You know, but like,
I'll be your sperm donor, Emily. I will do it. No? Oh, okay. No, Kennon, for those listening on a podcast, Kennon is shaking his head no. So there are limits. No, I will not. No, there are limits to everyone's friendships.
When I die, my line dies. It's like, my memory will live on in the TikToks that I've made.
in the recorded Zoom shows that you've
done. And the millions of recorded Zoom shows that I've done. But what I would what were we talking about? Cam?
We were talking about how you would do anything for Emily on stage.
True. Like, I think it's just nice to find. I think you know, I think that's what life in general is about. You find the people that make you feel more like yourself. And and it was kind of it wasn't like an immediate like connection, but when the connection was there, it was there. And to me, it's like BEAE, you know, that my life is divided into two moments, you know, so before Emily and after Emily. And, you know, like, before Emily is, it's like me figuring stuff out. And then Emily, like, when I met Emily, I was in the middle of like, I think like searching, like my like search was for my comedic voice. And on that search, it was just like, there was just this like, hey, I think that, you know, and it just worked. Like the vibe was there, you know. It's a weird way to say it, but you know, like,
no, I'm
not gonna be like soulmate, but you know, I can live without her as a friend, because I have, but I don't want to. You know, so
I'll say it, soulmate.
Okay. You know.
You don't have to say it. I'll say it.
I was like 10 out of 10. Everyone should have an Emily in their life, you know, or someone that makes you, you know. And that's me, you know.
No, I agree.
Me gushing about one of my favorite people. So.
Well, it's also like, you know, it's hard to find your voice comedically, and it is like, I shouldn't say that. For some people, it's super fucking easy, and to those people, great. I'm happy for you. But for the majority of us, it is hard to to find your voice and find your people. And like you said, Kennon, something that I really liked was just finding people who you feel comfortable being yourself around. And like Emily, you know, was that for you? And Cam and Nia were both that for me. And I'm sure there's other teams that have come along the way for both of us and for Val. Like there's all these little things along the way, but like, you know, nothing is more. I know this is true of you, Kennon. Well, I won't say I know. I would assume this is true of you, which is nothing is more creative creatively stimulating for you than working with Emily. Much like my peak of creativity is when I get to do improv with Cam. And like there's stuff that I love doing in bigger groups. There's even stuff that there's a lot less of this, but there is stuff that I like to do by myself. But like for me, I'm at my happiest creatively when Cam and I are doing improv for an audience, and that just feels the best. And you know, it's hard to find those people. So I'm happy that you and Emily found each other, and I feel lucky that you and Emily found each other.
Oh, I genuinely do think that like people that have come to a Tommy and Scotty show, I genuinely do think have seen, in my opinion, some of the funniest moments that I will ever do. I can't like we haven't. I always say like we don't have bad shows, which for them like is true, because even if we don't do good improv, which what is good improv, like even if we don't do good improv, we're having fun, we're being it doesn't matter if, you know, it doesn't matter if we're playing French people who have syphilis and are dying, I don't know, like, or if we're like two people that are figuring out how to get into a Disneyland ride. I don't know, like it's so like whatever situation, we'll have fun. And I don't know, I don't get to do improv all that often anymore. I don't know, because Emily's not here in Chicago and I'm not on any teams. If anybody wants to ask me to play with them,
IO might be having Herald auditions coming up. Maybe
you know, I honestly, you know,
I'm done.
Val's leaving. She's out of
here. I wish everyone who auditions good luck. That is the truth. That is the truth.
No, I know.
That is the truth. I don't think I'll audition.
Well, and you know, I mean, Kennon, I've said this to you. I think the most ridiculous thing there's like a group of like 5 or 6 people who never made a team at IO, where I'm just like, what are we? This is like, Val's another one.
No, not me. Not me.
Like,
I thought you were just. I know people who didn't make a team. I know,
but this is just like, this is proof that the previous regime had no idea what the hell they were doing. Well, it was more of a popularity contest than a.
It sucks though, because like there were incredibly talented people that were recognized, and those people, like I don't know, to like people that come to mind immediately are like Zoe. Just like I feel like anytime she's recognized, I'm like, finally, like it just, because I don't know, I just think that she's
former guest of the show, Zoe Agapina.
Yeah,
who we love, fair dinkum.
So many people like who are just like tremendously talented were recognized. So like, even though like I wasn't, I'm not gonna.
No, I know what you mean.
You know, would it have been cool to, you know, pre-COVID be like, I was on a Herald team, yeah. But you know, I also think it's pretty cool that I can be like, I wasn't. And is that an optimistic way to view life? And is that me being a silver medalist or whatever? Sure. I don't care. It's my life. I'm gonna do what makes me. I'm gonna map my brain to make me happy.
Yeah.
Well, I've said this. Yeah, I've said this before, but like Stacks, the team that I do long form with, like we were performing at IO, not as a Herald team. We had a 6 p.m. Saturday slot. It was sold out every single week. It was all non-improv people, so they loved everything we did. We could have just sat on stage silently and they would have laughed at us. It was the perfect setup. Never made a Herald team. If I'd made a Herald team, I would have been doing 10 p.m. shows for one person who stayed after their class. And like, that's it. It's like, I don't know. I think I had the better setup personally. Like, I loved that. So, yeah, I think
it worked out way better for you, Val.
Right. I wish if IO would have us back in that capacity, I would do it.
Well, also, like, 85% of people who made a Herald team within 6 months, myself included, I was just like, oh, this isn't what I actually wanted. I just wanted the fucking trophy of being on I don't want to be here. This isn't like the improv that I want to be doing.
Have we talked about the similarities to the Nexium cult? Have I mentioned this before?
You and I actually, Val, you and I did talk off stage or off mic.
Yeah. off mic.
Off mic.
They like talked about how like the whole thing was like you like leveled up, you know, and like you just had to keep taking classes to level up and like meet the right people, and then you try and convince the people behind you.
I'm in level 5. Who
right.
For level 5?
Right. And it's like like Michael and I were sitting there listening to this, and we were like, oh my God. This is improv. This is the improv community in Chicago.
Yes, and we did talk about this, Val, because I made the joke that I said, except the only difference is the teachers didn't try to have sex with the students. Wait. Yes, they did.
Yes,
well, I will say in defense of improv, and I'm not saying that of what you just said.
In defense of improv, an essay by Kennon McKinney.
Improv not being a cult. If you quit improv, for the most part, people leave you alone and they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you quit these cults, they will try and kill you. So like,
that's true.
You know,
so the one thing is no one hunts you down. That's true.
Yeah. So like, I will say it is very much like, it feels like we are free to leave.
But when you leave,
anytime we want to.
But at least in my experience, like, because I'm not super involved in the improv community anymore. I kind of am in my comedy sports corner, and then occasionally play with Stacks, like at LSI or something. But like, actually, we have a show on Sunday. Come see us. But like I feel like a lot of the community, like I don't feel like super duper connected to the community anymore as a result, right? Because like that community was based on like physical proximity and like being at shows, being at the theaters, like being around each other all the time. And like that may have resumed for some people, but like I certainly have not had that experience personally.
Yeah. I honestly, Val, I would bet more people have a relationship similar to what you have now. Like, I don't think it just picked back up for.
Yeah. It's just also safety and like,
yeah.
Like I don't know if I liked being around. I didn't like crowds before COVID. I certainly don't like them now.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not gonna. You know, I love going to shows, but sometimes if it's a sold out crowd, I'm like, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see that. Well, as always, once we start talking about COVID and Nexium, that means it's time.
You know what? Hey, I was, if you would have told me a year ago that I would on a podcast voluntarily bring up COVID-19, I would have been like, you're an idiot. So
we've come a long way. Yeah.
Wrong. People can change. People can change.
You know?
Okay, Kennon would like you, if you're existing in the world, to watch the show Boo Bitch, which is currently on Hulu, correct, Kennon?
Netflix.
Watch the show Boo Bitch. And if you know Kennon personally, you can text him or send him a message. He wants to know everybody's thoughts on Boo Bitch.
I have visceral thoughts on that show.
His roommate Jess Benson, who I personally am a big fan of, and I am a fan of her two-prov team, Golden Emblem, which is Jess and Alexa Palmero, two improvisers who I'm big fans of, and their team I'm big fan of. Golden Emblem is now on Instagram, so everybody make sure you go out, follow Golden Emblem, get updates.
They did not ask me to do this. In fact, I think Jess probably would be like, Kennon, you shouldn't have done. And if she does say that, I will say sorry.
And finally, Kennon's other roommate, Esteban, who I also think is a phenomenal improviser,
10 out of 10.
is currently in Trigger Happy, at the Annoyance Theater. So if you're in Chicago on a Wednesday at 9 p.m., which is
Right now.
literally right this second,
It's
if you
right
want to run
now.
over, Esteban's and Trigger Happy for Kennon said about another 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
I think 7. I think including tonight, 7 weeks.
Yeah. Also, like, Esteban is an incredible improviser, someone who I think is like endlessly fascinating as a performer. And separate of Esteban individually, Trigger Happy as a show is like one of the wildest improv experiences you can have.
It's so mind fucking.
Yeah. So like, if you're around, go check that out. Kennon, you're a dream. This was a dream. I had a blast.
This has been so fun.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. This is exactly how I imagined it would go. Being on I Love Improv with Trent Dozier.
You know, I'm no Emily Walters, but I try to fill her shoes where I can.
Honestly, they're big shoes to fill, and you got big feet. So I
do what I can.
I'd say you did it. I say you did it.
Thank you, Kennon. Val, thanks to you, of course, as always, for all your support. Val, it's been an incredible year. Can't believe we made it, huh?
I'm so happy. Here's to a million more.
Yes, here's to a million more years. Neither of us will ever die. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in live and watching on twitch.tv/the Trident Network. If that's how you chose to do, remember, you can subscribe to the Trident Network at any point. We would love that. Also, if you would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/the Trident Network. And I think it starts as low as $3 a month. And that's like nothing to help not only this show, but the Trident Network as a whole. Check out all the other podcasts and streams going on. A lot popping off at Trident all the time. I love Trident. I love Kennon. I love Val. We all love Jessica McKinney. Thank you for watching. Thank you for suggesting.
10 out of 10, Mom.
And remember, I love
Improv.